Hi, this is a really quick follow-up to for my Weekend Warrior sagging walls issue that I had. I made another video about the fix that we implemented, so you're welcome to watch that if you'd like. But somebody asked for a follow-up of how it's going after we did the fix. Have the wheel or the walls sagged any since then? And the answer is no, I don't think so. I think it's holding up really well. So again, the problem was the walls were sagging around especially right here over the wheels. And so the walls were sagging to the point where it was starting to cause me problems. The main problem was I couldn't even get this fuel station cover open. And so I needed to lift those walls and reinforce the frame. And now, this is one of the reasons I know it's still holding really well, is because I mean, there's no rub there. I used to have to pry that thing with a big screwdriver and kind of sit there and pry all along it and get it out from under the walls there. Now I don't have to do that anymore, so it's going awesome. And the other reason I think it's holding up really well is because I can still see a gap between the frame and the floor there. And I expected that to kind of settle back down together, you know, the floor to kind of settle back down on that frame. It hasn't yet. It may still, but to me, that's you know, I'm not like real mechanical, but I think that is an indication that all these extra outriggers that we've added to support the walls and all that angle iron underneath here, it's hard to see. We put angle iron all along here. You can see in the other video what we did. But it's all holding up really well. I think these big pieces of steel here over the wheel wells where there's no support, I think those have been awesome. I think that's a big deal. So it's going well. All the welds are holding up just fine. This has been a great toy hauler. The only issues we've had are with the frame, which, you know, that's a pretty big deal, but everything else has worked great. It's an 06. So it's going on 13 years, and you know, I've had a big Ranger crew, and I've just had this thing loaded, like, I believe beyond what it's rated for, and I'm wondering if that has kind of led to the issues with the frame. One thing that we did have to do earlier with the frame is these plates, right, you know, this plate here on each side, they kind of just butt weld this frame, different sections together, and they put this plate over it. So we were starting to see cracking right here, right down that plate, and it was starting to go. And so we kind of ground that out, filled it with weld, and then we've welded these pieces of steel. I've done that on both sides. And then the other thing that I've done, because I kept dragging my bumper at least 8 times, just totally flattened it out, but we've put on a spring over to lift it up some. And I think we're about there now with this trailer. I think it's going really well. You can see this bumper is pretty mangled right there. I've had to you know, try to pull it back and get it to, you know, because it would just totally flatten whenever we drag it. And we've put that hitch in too, and that's helped. But you know, you can see it's lifted up right now. So with the lift from the spring over, I think it's good. The walls appear to be holding just fine now. I can open the fuel station cover, and it's going really well. So if you want to watch that video, feel free, and hopefully it'll give you some ideas if you're having issues with your walls starting to sag. Yeah, just I guess you can post any comments if you have questions. But good luck.